Oh, hello everyone, Donut here to do some more cop-splaining. Did I ever tell you First Amendment auditors are all losers? By the way, YouTube, this video is educational. It's news, but we're gonna have to PG this up a little bit because I know you guys fucking hate me. What is this new series I'm starting? Well, this guy I know said something like,
"Hey, Donut Bow, I have a plan for you. You should look at the crimes you have covered in the past and tell everyone what happened afterwards. Pretty sweet plan, right? Am I not right? Am I wrong? The earth is round, pretty cool, right? Is that pretty cool? Fur missile, jump, jump, bark, bark, num, num. Very funny, funny, how cool."
and I said, hey, that's pretty good. We've talked about hundreds, if not thousands of police incidents since I started this channel, but very rarely do we ever go back and see what happened to the criminal, the cop, the suspects, what happened in court. A criminal trial, as a lot of you know, can take years before it finally finishes up, and mass media usually doesn't cover those like a lot of other stuff unless it can get them clicks, or it's super sensational, or it's super high profile. So let's dig up an old story and talk about it every once in a while, because you're probably not ever going to hear about it again because it doesn't get news sources clicks. PG Crime News is here, kids. Welcome to the 2017 Chicago hurting incident. This was a pretty big one when it happened, but then it fizzled out and they stopped talking about it. Just to refresh your memory a little bit, a mentally disabled teen in the Chicago suburbs was kidnapped and abused by 4 other teenagers. He was tied up, beaten, he was forced to drink toilet water, and even had part of his scalp removed by a Sharpie pointy. All this is happening while one of the female suspects in this case was recording live to Facebook. One of the male suspects even contacted the victim's mother and demanded $300 for the release of her son. During the live stream, the suspects were heard saying things like F the president, F white people. This was important in the criminal proceedings because it helped add some extra charges that you don't really see very often these days. After the actual hurting incident took place, a police officer spotted the victim walking down the sidewalk with one of the suspects. Shortly after, all 4 suspects were arrested. So where are they now? Well, they're in jail if you haven't guessed that one already. 3 of them are. A month after the incident took place, all 4 of them pled not guilty. Yes, even though there is a videotape of them doing it. Because the incident was so brutal, a judge set their bail so high that none of them could post it, and they ended up spending 10 months in jail. So 10 months after the arraignment, they're all still in jail, and the first conviction was made. Brittany Covington pled guilty to charges of a hate crime, intimidation, and aggravated battery. The kidnapping charge was dropped as part of a plea deal, and she was sentenced to 4 years probation and 200 hours community service. On April 19, 2018, Tanisha Covington pled guilty to the same charges and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. On July 5th of 2018, Jordan Hill pled guilty to aggravated kidnapping, committing a hate crime, and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Finally, on July 12th of 2018, Tess Faye Cooper pled guilty to aggravated kidnapping, committing a hate crime, and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. And that is what happened in this extremely high-profile case that seemed to just disappear and no one ever talked about it again. I know that this isn't my longest video, but it's kind of how I intended the channel to be, putting in the information that I want to get out there without fluffing it up with a bunch of crap just to get 2 ad spaces. I am super excited because I got a new camera and it's coming tomorrow, and the production value of everything you see in 2019 is going up on my channel. New recap coming tomorrow, hopefully with my new camera. If you want to help support the channel, I have a Patreon, I have a second channel called Donut Operator 2, and I also have some super sweet merch at donutoperator.com. When you see the release of this video, I'm going to be over at twitch.tv/donutoperator. I'm probably going to be playing a little Insurgency Sandstorm. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Everyone, please have a fantastic day.